Hey everyone, welcome to Urban Homesteading. This will be the first video in a series here, talking about living life in the city and how you can prepare yourself for the unexpected. The first episode here is going to be all about knives. You should always have a knife on you, and you should have knives in your house or in your apartment or wherever you are. My choice of knife that I carry around for the most part is a Benchmade. It's a very good knife. I've never had any issues with Benchmades. Some of them have the plastic base like this, and other ones have a metal base. I have another one over here somewhere. Yep, so they have the metal automatic. It's nice. The big thing with the knife is you want to take care of it. You want to keep the blade nice and sharp. There's a few ways to do that. The way that I do it is, for the most part, with a diamond sharpener, something like this. You can get some really nice ones out there. I intend to make a block with the different grits on it, put in my vise, and it'll be really good here. And that'll probably be a later video, actually. But having that, and then having a file, bastard file is what it's called, is a really good option for getting rid of spurs and nicks and whatnot in your blade. As you can see there, nice, shiny, straight, no nicks. Another thing with knives that you really want to be careful with is oil. You want to have them lubed up a little bit. You don't have them leaking oil. This one's actually probably a little bit over oiled. I don't know if you can see the oil leakage right there, but oil's good. Too much is not as good. I mean, it's not going to be bad or anything. It's just, going to get oil all in your pants or wherever you have your knife at. So I recommend having a knife on you at all time. There's different types. I mean, you could have this right here, foldable knife. You could have a knife like this. This is a K-bar, very oiled because it's mainly in storage. I only use this when I'm going hiking or camping or hunting. Yeah, I mean, these are really good knives. I love K-bar. They're a great brand, made in the USA, just like Benchmade. Benchmade is also made in the USA. See another fixed blade here. This is a SOG, kind of more like military-ish kind of knife. I have it. I've owned it for like 10 years probably. You can see the usage on it, and it's come in handy. It's not a knife that I normally have on me every day, but again, when I go camping or something, it's in my bag or it's in the tent. It's around for usage. Let's see, moving on here. So this one here is a Bear Ops knife, automatic. Really sharp edge. I've had some issues with it just because it has a lock right here. You see I put wood glue in it to prevent the lock from moving up. So if that slides up, then you can't extend the blade. So I put wood glue in there so that never moves. I don't like that locking feature on that knife in particular. And then going back to the metal Benchmade here. This is a very nice automatic as well. Very, very sharp blade. Very, very sharp. The good things with this is it's very durable. The bad things with it is it's metal. I mean, this black will scratch off and pretty easily, and I mean it just looks like a little bit of patina maybe. We'll put this guy up now and move on to the next type of knife here. So the next one's going to be multi-tools. So this is a Leatherman. Leathermans are my favorite. Gerber makes some okay ones. Let's see, this one, so this is a Wave, Leatherman Wave. This is a Leatherman Signal. Let's see, and then I have a Gerber here. The Gerber, again, it's not the greatest knife. It gets the job done, but it's not something that it wouldn't be my first choice for anything. I mean, the issue I have with this one is the blade. It's very, very, it's a very awkward way to hold this. I think, like trying to cut like this with it, fully open, makes it a little difficult in my book. That's why I don't use it as much. And we'll put that away. It's got a nice lock there, so you don't hurt yourself. And then you got to hit these two buttons right here to push it in. I'm not sure where I got this, but it is Gerber. It's made in the USA. If you need it, it'll work for you. I mean, that's a big picture with any of these things. Going into the Leatherman Wave, this one a lot of people like. I got this one oiled up because it's in storage. Got a lot of nice tools on the inside. It's got the scissors, got the file, obviously the pliers, and it's got the cutting edge there. Oh man, this one's, there we go. That was a little tough to get in there. I don't know what was wrong with that. So yeah, like I was saying, so it's got the file, which is nice. That'll come in handy for a multitude of reasons. You can use that to sharpen up an axe if you needed it out in the field. That's probably the main use I would use it for. This blade, it's not serrated. That's a straight edge. Dude, this is probably the sharpest blade that I have right now. This thing is nasty. I like it a lot. Yeah, so that, and it's got the, you know, the saw edge here. I'm not a big fan of these. When I'm out anywhere that I would need a saw, I typically have a saw on me. There's another edge of that. A real saw. And then moving on to my favorite of the multi-tool. This one's great for the outdoors. So number one, this right here, you know, clip onto your bag or onto anything that you're carrying. It's got a lock here to open it up. So you click that, allows you to open it. On the outside, you have a sharpening stone, so you just hit this little button thing in there, slide it out. Now you have a sharpening stone you can use to sharpen up your blade. And we'll put this guy back in there if it likes to go there. And then on the other side here, you have some flint, so you can pop that out fairly easily on the inside here. It also doubles as a whistle, so you know, for if you get lost out in the woods or anything like that. So you pull that out, then you would use, I like to use the back edge of the saw blade there to give this thing a spark, but you just let it rip with a spark. I'm not going to do it on this one because it's a newer one. I don't want to get it all messed up and used, and then again, just put it back in there. Oh man, that whistle is really oily. Got oil on my lips. Oh well. Such is life. So here on the inside, obviously you got the pliers, you have the replaceable cutting jaws there. You have, let's see, there we go, there's a Phillips screwdriver, and that can come out. You can replace it with anything that you would need. Let's see, well, there's a can opener. That's a good one. If you have kids, teach them how to use this, man. If they can use this and open a can, they can use any can opener. They'll understand the basic idea. Oh, and here we go. There's a leather awl right there. So this is really good for stitching up leather, stuff like that. It does have an edge on it. It's not that sharp. I'm not going to sharpen that. But if you had to survive out in the woods and you had to make anything out of leather or rawhide, that would you know, help you sew it in. So that's it on tools. I really go back and forth on what I carry on a daily basis. I do like this Benchmade. This one is probably what I have on me at all times when I'm out and traveling. If I'm going to be doing anything like fishing or hunting or something like that, I'll have this guy on me. I may have two knives on me. It just depends. But the Leatherman Signal is really, really good. If I'm really going out into the thick, I'm going out for deer or something, I'll take my K-bar with me. It's nice. It's got the belt loop there. This leather sheath comes with that. I want to say it was maybe like around $60-$80, something like that. So it's not too expensive, and it's good for out in the field. But really, again, these are the two most that I would have. This one is a Mel. Forgive the pronunciation here. It is a Mel Pardue Benchmade. Very nice. The only thing that I don't like about it as much, I'm okay with it, is the plastic handle here. I would prefer, you know, metal or wood, oak or something like that. But the plastic does just fine. And again, I just carry this around when I'm out and about in the city or at work, kind of stuff. So that's the basic stuff on knives for urban homesteading. Just really find something that you like, have it on you, have a couple different types, have a minimum of 3 knives if you can afford it. I would go with a knife like this, foldable knife. Get a multi-tool next. So this will be your first pick, and you can pick any price level as long as you get one. Same thing here. You could have any sort of multi-tool. The really cheap one would probably be the Gerber. You can probably pick this up at Walmart for a few bucks. But you're going to want to have a multi-tool. And then lastly, you're going to want to have a fixed blade. You can get these made custom. There's lots of knife makers out and about these days. Or, I mean, you can get a knife making yourself. That's something I'm interested in that I may do videos on later in the future. But again, this is the K-bar. It's actually a mini K-bar. There are larger ones out there. This one is a certain length because prior to a couple of years ago, Texas, my home state where my family lives. I live in Wyoming, but when I drove down there, they have laws. They used to have laws on the length of a fixed blade, and this one was, I believe, a 1/4 inch under that restriction. So this one was allowed. But if I were to go, 1/2 an inch longer, then I wouldn't have been able to have this. But Texas has since loosened their laws on knives, so at least that's different. Well, that sums up everything for today, folks. Hope you enjoy this, and get on, do your urban homesteading. Get a knife. Get prepared.